Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's episode on No, but Seriously, Let Me Explain. Hosted by the beautiful, intelligent Earth Angel Lala Davi. This podcast was designed to provide detailed business advice, next level resources, personal credit tips, and relatable relationship knowledge. Be sure to bookmark this page and subscribe because we wouldn't want you to miss any valuable content. And if you're struggling with poor credit, don't even worry about it. Just text Help My Credit to 507-400-3426. That's 507-400-3426. We have live agents standing by to cater to all your service requests. And now that that's out the way, let's make room for what the host has to say. Lala Davi, do your thing, girl.
Welcome to No, but Seriously, Let Me Explain, the phenomenal podcast series that will keep you fully engaged with all the tips and tricks that you need in order to be successful, while giving you lots and lots of flavor. I am your host, Lala Davi, and today we will discuss feminine energy. Are you really familiar with what it takes to really embrace your feminine energy? No, but seriously, let me explain. Most of us probably have some sense of what it's like to really be someone that has this divine feminine energy. But when you really begin to embrace this feminine energy, it can really help you become more in tune with your own body and your own natural rhythms, in a sense. Like, it really allows you to have this deeper connection with nature and the cycles of life. And this could all lead you to like some greater sense of peace and contentment, of course. Like, peace and contentment is my overall goal. Like, once I've established that, I've established all that I could ever want at that point. So having whatever you feel is contentment for you, it's necessary. And your femininity, it really gets to express itself when you move and you flow naturally with the flow of life. And when you embrace your creative energy, like with dance and your playful energy, and you attune with your internal process and your natural responses, then you can really embrace who you really are individually. Of course, we all have our own individual identities and things that we consider as feminine. And most importantly, these traits are not associated with gender. I know typically people say, hey, the only type of people that could be feminine is women. But that's not true. And I'm going to definitely get into that a little bit more. But as individuals, we have these set traits where we've come to define feminine qualities. And we have a list of expectations that we use to place on women throughout history in order to behave a certain way. Like, when you're embracing feminine energy, it can really be difficult in our society, especially while feminine energy is often associated with traits of empathy, compassion, nurturing, and our society's values, of course. But to really place emphasis on that, traditionally having that and having masculine traits such as being assertive and competitive and having your own individual identity within yourself, people consider that as masculine, of course. And however, men are very attracted to women because of their divine feminine energy. And this energy can be manifested in a number of ways, including confidence and emotional intelligence. Like, as a woman who really embody these traits, we really tend to be more attractive to these men who are seeking a partner who's really looking to build something that's long lasting and that's really fulfilling. And having a great sense of attraction is really due to the influence and the power of sexual polarity. And polarity really essentially means opposites. And in terms of attraction, This really means that the divine feminine is attracted to her what? Her divine masculine. And vice versa. Like, he's attracted to his divine feminine. Like, and there's nothing that you can really do to tear those two energies apart. Like, the interaction between these two energies can really create a dynamic that's really exciting, and it's based on mutual respect, understanding, and love. Like, the dynamic between the two of those. And masculine energy to me is something that's presented as being ambitious in a sense. Like, a lot of people think that the masculines are controlling, but to me, they're logical, they're competitive, they're goal-oriented, they're leaders. Like, they're capable of running Fortune 500 companies. They're bosses within themselves. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with these qualities. But we do require balance in our lives to live this harmonious lifestyle. Like, we've been conditioned to believe that feminine energy is weak and it's inferior. But it's not. Feminine energy is listening to your intuition. Feminine energy is listening to your intuition and not ignoring it. Feminine energy is when you're comfortable with receiving. Like, you're feeling rather than you're thinking. You're feeling safe to express your most authentic self no matter what. And I'm not saying express yourself in a sense where you cussing people out, because you still have to have a sense of compassion. Remember, you're a nurturer. Bring out that feminine aspect when you're speaking and communicating. And of course, I'm gonna talk on that too. I'm gonna get a little bit into that. So I got some stuff for you ladies in case you guys have been operating in your masculine energy, because I know sometimes we can definitely be placed in masculine energy if we are forced to. And I feel like it's a common misconception that the masculine and feminine energy is really supposed to be gender-based. So with that, me having some parts masculine and some parts feminine, I can say that without saying that, hey, I'm experiencing some type of social dysfunction or sexuality dysfunction because I don't know how to properly identify myself. No, that's absolutely not the case, because it's nor feminine or it's superior to the other. In fact, having a healthy balance of both energy is key to accessing your inner resources more effectively, of course. And when you tap into these energies, you can definitely embody qualities that you really need on a day-to-day basis. Like, this energy allows you to really connect with your creative side. And when you allow those creative energies to flow naturally, you're able to manifest things that you never done before. You're able to create a different version of what you wanted to do prior to what you're doing now. Like, you'll see so much more positive flow in just your overall day-to-day activities once you start operating in a place of wholeness, in a place of confidence, in a place of strength, in a place of assertiveness. Like, you have to embody all of these things in order to really feel who you are. And having these qualities is good. However, you must have harmony within yourself as well as your relationship with others. Like, I can't stress that enough. And not to mention, I know sex is a powerful way to use feminine energy, of course, but let's not say that's the only way, because it's not just about physical pleasure at all. Like, it can definitely help you feel better emotionally, yes. But when you really let yourself experience pleasure fully, you can really help heal and feel better. And with you healing yourself, you're healing others around you, because you're capable of embodying this healing energy within yourself. And once you're able to really tap in, you'll really be able to tap in and share that with other people, with those whom you love, of course. You don't want to just be out sharing all the good blessings with everybody. So keep some of those blessings to yourself, but share it with your partner because you want him to be capable of manifesting things too. So if you really want to connect more with your inner feminine goddess, exploring your sexuality and having sex as a part of your self-care routine can really be powerful in a sense. Like for me, in everyday life, I definitely try to be more like Aphrodite, a goddess who represents self-love. Like she reminds me to definitely put my happiness and pleasure first each time I read her story. Some people may think that it's selfish to put yourself first, but it's absolutely not, especially if you're used to taking care of others, especially taking care of their needs before your own. Of course, you need to begin focusing and clearing your own energy and focusing on your own needs and actually allowing yourself to do a better job with your own obligations and responsibilities. That's not selfish at all. You should definitely explore a little bit more on what feminine energy looks like for you. I believe that everyone has different visuals or interpretations that's just so distinctive and clear qualities and characteristics that you want to embrace in life. And when I embarked on this journey of embracing this divine feminine energy, I aimed to be more softer, more gentle, and just to be open to my life in general. And I let go of the need to feel strong and the need to be in control all the time. And I have definitely learned to observe and receive what comes to me in life as well. Like in life, sex combined with mindfulness, of course, is a great tool to practice giving and receiving energy, healthy energy, of course. When you enter into a sexual headspace, you're exposing your most vulnerable self to someone. And there isn't a more intimate moment than that. The first way to become more feminine is to do something that you enjoy, that makes you smile for at least an hour a day, every day. And this could be anything. This could be painting, whether you like cooking, if you like reading, if you like yoga. It can be anything at all. But it's just for you. It's just for you, sis. Like feminine energy is oftentimes misunderstood, but women and some men all over the world are realizing how powerful feminine energy really is and how much it really lacks in our society. Your feminine energy is inside of you. You just need to activate it. When it comes to your personal life and your partner, you need to try to be a little bit more softer and a little bit more caring with your tone. And when I say caring with your tone, let me tell you how caring I can be. I'm going to just flow into a caring tone with you. If you have a rough day or you're worried about anything at all, just tell him about it, okay? And you can be as soft and gentle as you like. Touch his arm. Let him know you're there for him. This is your man, right? If you are meeting a guy for the first time, instead of him knowing about all of your failed relationships and how many Johnsons you done hopped on, or how lonely you've been in the last 8 months and you haven't had no sex, try to be a little bit more emotionally intelligent, okay? You have to build a solid connection and you need to maintain some type of stable foundation. And to keep that stable foundation, you need to really create a base that's surrounded around a good relationship. And to have that good relationship, you definitely need to be listening to your bae and understanding how they feel, and vice versa. Like, you should also be able to be open and honest about your thoughts and about your feelings too. Like, for me, I definitely love it when my man operates at any level. Like, I do prefer masculine men, so let's not misconstrue it too, but he understands when it's need to embrace that feminine nature or that feminine quality or that more emotional side. I naturally enjoy receiving and submitting to my king, and this masculine man, he definitely allows my creative energy to just be ignited whenever our bodies do connect as one. And when you're around this type of energy and this type of masculine man, you just start to feel too sexy. Like, it's as if they've already paved the way for you to release this mysterious beauty that you've kept closed off for so long. And I really do value a man who's a gentleman and treats me like a lady. Someone who pull the chair out and open my door for me. Someone who hold me whenever I cry and they offer that emotional support. That's the type of masculine you want, ladies. Like, how can you complain when you have that? And you definitely want someone who knows how to romance you, sweep you off your feet, make you feel like a queen, and have his way with you in the bed. He gotta show that full masculine side, right? Like, with me, I definitely adore my man not being afraid to get his hands dirty, and while he's still strong, but it's secure enough in his masculinity to embrace his tender side with me. With him having a mix of masculine, but the understanding of the feminine is everything to me. But being masculine doesn't mean being rude either. It doesn't mean he's abusive and he's showing off either. I really think that it's important to just be yourself, whatever gender. I think it's really silly to have limitations on whom you can love and who you can care for. If your partner loves you and cares for you, it really doesn't matter if they express themselves in masculine or feminine ways. In fact, embracing these differences can really help you both understand and appreciate each other. However, as a relationship coach, I do have some knowledge that I personally prefer a partner who expresses more masculine sides because it complements my own feminine energy. When these energies come together, like, it creates a dynamic and a more exciting relationship for me, but that's just me. However, masculine energy is often characterized with certain abilities to show dominant sides, more dominant traits. So while I'm being more feminine and nurturing, I'm able to embrace these dominant and masculine traits that he possesses so beautifully, of course. Like, my man and I are both interested in learning and growing together, but we also have different interests. And this definitely makes our relationship much, much more exciting. However, it's not just about getting along. It's about getting to know each other better. I'm the type that's going to incorporate things that my man enjoy doing, that I also have fun doing with him, of course. And I'm not really afraid to be open with him and tell him how I feel, or let him know how much I love him, how much he turns me on, and even explain in great detail to him why I'm feeling these intense things. Like, this is the emotional intelligence that I'm willing to bring and very thoroughly express, of course. And similar to my man, because I'm a master seducer as well. Like, I know how to turn him on and what turns him on. I know his secrets. I know his hot zones. And I know how to fuck his mind before I arouse him just a little. Even if I'm very independent, I know how to submit to my man's mission without the desire to dominate him. And when my man has a vision, I'm there to help produce that dream into a reality. That's just what I do. Okay? But I definitely like to make it easier for my man to show interest in things that I like as well by reciprocating that same interest back to me instead of games. Like, I fully embrace my femininity by understanding when to show vulnerability while being an open channel for my man to express parts of himself that I'm always willing to embrace. And having this feminine energy is a powerful force. And it's a great aspect of all parts of our lives. It's the caring part and that intuitive part that helps us to create and maintain healthy relationships. Like, this energy definitely helps us to connect with others on a much deeper level. And when we listen to that inner wisdom and we trust our instincts, we move much better. By embracing your feminine energy, we can definitely access a source of creativity and inspiration that allows us to make a positive difference in the world. Regardless of our gender, it is crucial that we develop and respect this part of who we are. Only then can we reach our full potential and live a satisfying life. And for my awesome masculine women out there, I've definitely often noticed that many women that's masculine tend to show this more dominant side, which typically is associated with the masculinity. And this could be due to their past experiences. And many women that's operating in their masculine energy, they may have had past experiences growing up in poverty or having gone through some type of significant trauma or something like that. Like, when women in a dominant masculine energy usually shows themselves is typically a result of having to protect themselves. Like, you had to protect yourself in a sense when no one else could. Okay? So you had to become that dominant protector. And while it's true that being both gentle and strong is an art in itself, many people struggle to find the right balance between the two. Feminine energy is internal and nothing that you can really fake. Just like wearing a pair of pink and rosy colored glasses and having makeup all over your face is not necessarily going to make you appear more feminine. And keeping your hair real short and wearing man suits on top of that will not necessarily make you appear any less feminine than you really are either. We all possess both feminine and masculine energy within us. We convey different ones in different situations, but ultimately, it is a more dominant energy that we manifest and exude most of the time, and it tends to shape us into who we are. And a woman can definitely be dominant in her masculine energy, and a man can definitely be dominantly in his feminine energy. Either or, there's no difference. In all seriousness, what do women really want from men? When it comes to what a woman really wants in her man, there are a few things that she may not explicitly ask for, of course. However, there are things that she really desires. And it really stems from her need for love and her need for respect and security in that relationship. And just to fill you in on some of those things, that some of those qualities might look like: affection, of course. While some women may not openly express their desires for affection, it is something that's often important to us. Like, it's something that we want from our man. Like holding hands, hugs, and kisses can all help your woman feel loved and appreciated. Like, this is something that we look at. We feel like, oh, he really did that. Like, we feel the way when he just does this just because. And no, you don't have to do this in public. Me, personally, I'm not, no. Do not publicly embarrass. No, I won't be embarrassed. But I'm not interested in public displays of affection. Like, public displays of affection is just not my thing. I mean, it might be for some others, but you can definitely do that at home. Not to say that I'm hiding you or don't want to show my love for you out in public. It's definitely not that at all. Yeah. However, support is another thing. Whether it's emotional support during a tough time or some type of assistance with daily tasks like laundry. You might see some laundry in there, but she's in the kitchen cooking and cleaning, washing the dishes, mopping the floors, and putting the kids to bed. But it's a load of clothes that needs to be washed. You can simply throw those loads and get it started for her. Whatever, like something simple like that with some type of assistance is good. Like, we appreciate these things, even though we know, hey, you're not primarily responsible for doing like the household chores. Of course not. However, when we see that with something light done, of course it goes a long way. And a female wanting a partner who can definitely be there for her. And you can do this by listening to her and just being that shoulder to cry on, of course. If she's a crybaby, who knows? You can respect her. That is without saying. Any female definitely wants to have a man who will treat them with respect and kindness, both in public and in private. Like, treat me with respect in public and private, because I do not know. We're not having that at all. You gonna respect me? Or no? Okay. Yeah. Y'all know I get a little sidetracked out. Okay. So going back to the respect, like, just respect her. And you can do this by just listening to her opinions and valuing what she got to say and valuing her feelings without trying to belittle them or demean them in any type of way or bash them. If you feel like she's being harsh in any type of way, just be like, okay, baby, I understand what you want me to do. Something that simple can save it can save a war, okay? Something that simple. Okay, baby, but what you want to eat? I got you. Something that light could really, really go a long way. You have no idea the amounts of weight women tend to put on their back, but they carry it as if they're walking down the street in a pair of stiletto heels with Megan knees or something and no weight on them, okay? Like, it's crazy how we cover it so well, but we do. So, little things is important. Yeah. Yay. Communication is the most important, I would say. Like, open and honest communication is definitely key in any successful relationship, and any female, male, I'm sure you guys want somebody who's going to be willing to talk you through any issues that come up, and somebody that's going to listen and understand the perspective of those conversations without being defensive about it. And that goes for both men and women. We can definitely get defensive when things come to us, especially if the approach is a little bit off. So it's important. And I can definitely take my advice a lot of times to be a lot more softer in my approach, because I know sometimes I can be like, I bite down on some things and it just don't come out right. And over the years, I've definitely grown past that. So I must say that my tone has gotten so much better. So much better, so much better. Okay. But lastly, let's just go ahead and say security because, yeah, a female definitely wants to feel secure in her relationship by all means, okay? And this can include feeling financially secure, knowing that her partner is committed to the relationship, and feeling safe and protected with her partner. Like, security is everything, and that includes sex security too. Like, she want to make sure her partner not out here sexually active with other partners too and their partners. Like, it's important because STDs are real, soul ties are real, and you're bringing back all these different vibrations, all these different levels of karma attached to these different bodies, these different souls, not knowing their karmas, but you're now tapping into it by connecting to them. So yeah, security is important. Sex security too. And that's what I mean by sex security. Okay. We have come to a very short commercial break paid for by our lovely sponsors. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back after this message.
Yeah, what up, ATL? Look, you ballin', you bad and bougie with bad credit. That's most of y'all. But look, man, that's why y'all need to call my people at Exchange Credit Repair. That's right, Exchange Credit Repair will help you squad them inquiries, get rid of them collections, and bankruptcy. They'll even take child support off. I didn't even know they put child support on credit. Woo-wee! And boost your credit score. Let's get that credit score where you want so you can go get what you want. And if you mention Street 945, you get a 35% discount. Hein? So call my people right now at 678-420-5553, 678-420-5553, or visit my people at ExchangeCreditRepair.info. Exchange Credit Repair is a credit counseling business with experienced credit repair experts standing by to assist you right now. When I made this deal with them, I said, look here, you ain't got to pay me for the commercial. Just put my credit score where I want so I can go get what I want. When I went to them, they treated me like family. My privacy was all the way respected. They quick to fight for a client's right with the Bureau of Credit, creditors, and debt collectors. Conveniently located at 1 West Court Square Indicator. Tell them Shout sent you.
Ladies, when you walk into the room, you want to make sure you're able to capture the attention of everyone just because your aura is strong. When you walk into the room, immediately everyone should be trying to figure out who you are. Like, I have a strong presence that lights up any room that I enter. People are drawn to my charisma, my charm, which is incredibly powerful within itself. And it's not just having the physical appearance that really makes you captivating, but it's also the way you carry yourself. Like, your confidence radiates from you and it influences those around you. And there's a distinctive difference between the types of confidence too. Like, there's a confidence with the qualifier, like such as I'm confident in my looks or I'm confident in my intelligence, so on. And then there is an overall self-confidence, which is a more broader sense of confidence in oneself. It's the type of confidence that's related to specific achievements, looks, or skills that come naturally through your hard work. And it is very possible to grow and feel comfortable in these areas, but it's only something that you would feel the need to do. Like, your confidence may only last as long as those things may hold up. And in this case, your self-confidence is tied to that specific thing, not to you. However, self-confidence and overall self-confidence is a more deeper sense of confidence in oneself that expands beyond any specific achievement, look, or skill. And to me, it's really transcendent as to where that factor is really built upon and the foundation that it comes from, like your self-awareness, of course, and your self-esteem and your self-acceptance. Like all of those are part of that foundation. And achieving this type of level of self-confidence really takes time and effort, but it really is worthwhile. So you should definitely seek to enhance one's self-worth and overall happiness, of course. The idea of confidence has many different parts, and having faith in your skills and qualities is important, but true confidence is more important than that. It means having a strong belief in yourself, and it allows you to face challenges head on. This belief doesn't just come from having a certain type of skill or trait. It comes from something that's deeper within us. Even people with many qualifications can still struggle with confidence. Getting validation from others can help, but is really not enough for long-term confidence. Real confidence has to come from within and be based on a deep trust within yourself. However, unfortunately, many people have trouble developing this type of confidence. Trauma, social pressure, and personal insecurities can definitely make it hard to trust oneself and be resilient to this. But in due time, self-reflection that we have can definitely build a much stronger belief within ourselves. We can do this by recognizing our strengths and our weaknesses and learning to face those challenges that come our way. Gradually, we can build this deeper sense of trust and resilience in ourselves. And building this overall confidence, it will overflow and boost the confidence in other areas where we may be a bit pessimistic. And it's kind of like saying, I don't know how to fish, but I'll try to trust myself enough to figure it out. Or something like this. I don't know if that woman's gonna accept my offer, so forget her. I'll survive if she don't. Like, you already setting yourself up for failure before you can even win. That's just like requesting a blessing, but tossing it back in the air because you don't think it's good enough. Count your blessings, not your problems. Focus on what you do have, not on what you don't have. Pay attention to what's going on right now in your life, not what's going wrong. During tough times like these, our mind is a powerful place and it can make or break us. You will always be given a sense of direction and balance when you go within and listen to the voice of the sweet soul within your heart. So listen and then go meditate. It's important to know how to use your intuition. Intuition is your natural sense, and it gives you ideas about things that may not be so easy to understand. Trusting your intuition can really help you make choices that match what you value and want. To use your intuition, you can try to be mindful and pay attention to your thoughts and your emotions. Like what we tend to feel is important. And typically when we're around certain individuals, our emotions tend to flare or certain things tend to flare up, thoughts or emotions. You need to pay attention to all of this because all of this is important. If you feel anxiety, like you feel antsy or you feel mad or uneasy around someone, trust that. That is important. That is your intuition speaking to you head on. You can also talk to people you trust, like your friends or your mentors, to learn how to use your intuition in everyday life. Live love, be love. As we have come to the end of the show, I really hope that you have enjoyed this episode. Don't hesitate to leave any comments, questions, or concerns or advice that you might have at goaxlala.com. The floor is always open to all of my incredible listeners. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, because you don't want to miss out on any of the new and exciting content coming your way. I would like to send you much love, give big thanks for tuning in to No, But Seriously, Let Me Explain. I am your host, Lala Davi, the one with all the sauce. I will see you again next week with more show for ya. Until then, stay bold, beautiful, and brilliant. Love ya.